Welcome back to the Ogre Beast Cafe. Today, we are going to make an old-fashioned chocolate pie. The old-fashioned way. So what you first want to do is you want 3/4 of a cup worth of sugar in a saucepan. And we're going to use the other 1/4 cup when we do the meringue. Or actually, I use like 1/8 of a cup in meringue. That way it doesn't weep so much. Okay, that's that. Next thing you won't do, separate up 3 eggs. Oops. Fingers are not working today. Don't screw this up. Almost. There we go. And toss the yolk off into another container. Round 2. Oopsie. Well, when that weather change comes, it plays hell with my coordination. There we go. Once we separate these, we're going to set the egg whites aside. And we'll whip them up into KitchenAid. Of course, y'all know how to make meringue. Well, that side of my kitchen is a disaster area, and I don't want anybody seeing that part of it. Alright, that's all separated up. We'll just take this and stick it into the KitchenAid. Oh, before I forget, whenever I do my meringues, I'll put a couple of dashes of cream of tartar into it. Kind of helps keep the pie from crying. There ain't nothing worse than a pie that's cried. Alrighty. Now, while that's going on, oh, this kitchen is a disaster area. I got a lot of cleaning to do tonight. There we go. You're going to want yourself 2 cups of whole milk. Don't want to use that skim or low-fat crap. Because if you do, it's just not going to taste right. The way I feel about it, if you're going to make something homemade, do it bloody well right. Now, you want to beat the hell out of these egg yolks. That's good. Then just add the milk to it. And keep on beating the hell out of it until it's all nicely mixed. Whoa! Everything's just going to fall over. Just about lost y'all. Now you got your sugar already in your saucepan. Now you're going to want 3 tablespoons worth of cornstarch. Some people use flour. I use cornstarch. I don't like a doughy tasting pudding. So we'll just pop that cornstarch back where it belongs. And we're also going to need 1/4 teaspoon's worth of salt. There we go. Boink. Alrighty. Just mix all that up in there. And while you're mixing, pour in your milk and egg mixture. Stir that up nice and proper. And word of warning, when you're cooking this, you're going to use like a medium-low heat. Keep stirring no matter what. If you let it burn, you got to pitch it and start over. So now while that's over there on the stove, we're going to get out the baker's chocolate. I caught this stuff on sale. And you can see they made it differently. So you snap it off. Snap it off. That there is exactly 2 squares of unsweetened chocolate. And that's exactly what this recipe calls for. Like I say, now if you can find this baker's chocolate on a sale like I did, I mean, 4 of them for $3, nab it. So you never know when you're going to need your baker's chocolate. This is where the tedious part comes in. Yes, I know, I'm using the wrong knife. Don't complain. You gotta sit there and shave it up into little teeny tiny chunks. And make sure you have one hell of a sharp knife, which is why I'm using this one. I'm too lazy to sharpen my other ones. Plus, the way my hands are right now, if I don't use this, I will butcher this along with my fingers. Don't want that now, do we? See, what you're going to do with all this here baker's chocolate is once this stuff is all, you've brought this to a boil and it's thickening up, we're going to take all this chocolate and we're going to dump it into that whole hot mixture, let it melt. There. Our chocolate's all ready. We can keep our, well, let's get our sugar ready. There we go, about 1/8 cup. It's just what we need for the meringue. We can put the sugar away. Now let's see if I can get y'all situated there and bring you up some. Oh, quit flipping over, you damn thing. There. Like I was saying, you want this on a medium-low heat. Which means on this stove, I have to set it 3.5 or 4. Usually between 3.5 and 4 is perfect for doing this. Gotta have my handy dandy spoon, had it in the dishwasher. So basically, you are going to want to constantly stir this. And I mean constantly. All it takes is one little scorch and your pudding is ruined. Now the way I'm making this pudding, you can omit the chocolate completely, but you can mix a half a cup of peanut butter and a half a cup of powdered sugar and blend it up to its little tiny granules. And you'll make up this kind of pudding, put your vanilla and butter in, and you'll pour that over top of the peanut butter mixture that you spread at the bottom of a baked pie shell. Then you'll spread this over top the pudding, and you'll spread the meringue over top of that. Bake it for about 12 minutes or until it's brown. And that's how I make my peanut butter pie. But be warned, my peanut butter pie is extremely rich, about 790 calories per slice. So if you're a diabetic, you don't want to try it. So right now, we're just going to sit here and let this stir. What I'm going to do right now is, I'm not going to let you sit you all through this, it takes a little while. I'm going to bring you back as soon as I'm ready to dump in the chocolate. So we'll catch you in a few minutes. Bye-bye. Alright, it's starting to thicken up pretty good now. So what we're going to do, real quick, we're going to dump in the chocolate. There. And quickly start stirring. This will start melting into there properly. I know it don't look like much now, but wait till this is all melted in. See the color changing as I stir. It's getting nice and thick. So I gotta speed up my stirring so I don't scorch or stick to the bottom of the pan. Oh my, that looks tasty. Now if you don't have any baker's chocolate on hand, what you can do is you can substitute for the baker's chocolate. You just mix 6 tablespoons worth of regular baking cocoa with about 3 tablespoons worth of oil, your vegetable oil or canola or whatever you want to use. Then you can just dump that on in there. Oh my, that's getting thick. Now once this comes to a boil, all you got to do is just, what I do is when just as it comes to a boil, I'll turn the heat off and keep stirring for about another minute. And it's just about to come to a boil. And that chocolate is melting very nicely. I want to make sure that all melts in there. This is how you make real pudding. Ah, she's starting to boil. I see bubbles. So I gotta increase my rate of stir and shut the heat off. These old electric stoves take a while to cool down anyway, so I kind of got it timed. Woo! Boy, does it get toasty in here. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Yes, I have fun in the kitchen. Sue me. Now see how nice and chocolatey looking this is getting. Once I get to where I don't see any more little dark flecks in here, which is going to be very soon, like right about now, we need to get our old measuring spoons out again. And now, you want to add half a teaspoon of vanilla. Don't ask why, it's just what the recipe calls for. I'd say it takes away from the bitterness of the bittersweet, or the semi-sweet chocolate. Oh my, don't that look pretty. Now, for the final piece de resistance, I got me some nice thawed, or nice soft butter here. We want one. Whoop, get up there. One. And whoops, don't you do that to me. 2 tablespoons worth of butter. Let's see if I can fold this up proper so I can get this back in the frigitator. There we go. Now we're going to pop this back in here. And then we're going to stir till this butter melts. Ooh, I've got a mess to clean up in here. Yes, I do. That is beautiful. Now what we're going to do, I almost burnt my pie crust. Now that we've got all that in there, you just pour it in. And here we go. Now, I'm going to get the old wire whisk going here for the meringue and the old KitchenAid. As soon as you see the soft pizza forming in there, that's when you start slowly adding that last couple tablespoons worth of sugar. I love my KitchenAid. We're about to the soft peach stage already. We'll just start slowly adding the sugar. After you got the sugar in it, wait till stiff peaks form. Now, let's see what this tastes like. Oh my God. That is rich. That is very good. And we're at the stiff peak stage. Don't that look pretty? Put that there, this over here. And make sure you got your oven preheated to 350 degrees. You're going to want to start by sealing the edges of the crust. There's nothing in the world worse than a leaky pie. Oh my. It's a little stiff. And my crust shrunk a little bit on that edge. I never could do a fancy crust, so I do a plain Jane. Now that you got your edges sealed, start filling in the center. Don't be afraid of it. Pack all that in there. Pack it in there nice and proper. There. Now we can set that there. Now we can start spreading and smoothing. Making sure that everything's packed down into where it's supposed to be. Now if you want to get fancy with it, little curly cues, just take your spatula and lightly beat the hell out of it. Whoops, too hard. Never was the best at this part of it, but it always turns out. There, our meringue is done. Now we'll just pop this baby in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now once that comes out the oven, we're going to set it right here on this pad to cool. Once it's cool enough to go into the refrigerator, that's where she'll go. Now you'll notice, when you've done your meringue properly, you'll notice little golden dots popping up on the surface of it after it's been baked. So good. So, I'm going to cut you off for the moment, and we'll come back as soon as this comes out of the oven. Alrighty. We are now going to bring this out of the oven. It's ready. Oh, yeah. Come to Daddy. Hot, 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 hot. Oh! Get up there. Like you're supposed to. There. As you can tell, my oven doesn't sit level because of the way they did the floors in these places. But there we go. Nicely browned. And already I can see little beads popping up on it. But this is how I make a chocolate cream pie at the Ogre Beast Cafe. I do thank y'all for watching. And happy cooking. And I'll be sure to list the recipe also in the description for you. So we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. And thanks for watching.